year 7 to 9, then this is stage 5 or step 5 of the work that we're setting over this week on proportion. Now, I've got my normal 4-part starter, so if you'd like to settle down, get your planners out and your conduct cards and have a go at this. I'll pop it on the screen right about now, and then you can pause the screen and have a go. Go through those answers just here.
Okay, so I'm going to go through that 4-part starter. Sorry about my horrible old wrinkly hands, but the first bit says if A is 10 and B equals 2.5, what is A plus B? Now, A plus B, basically, it's going to be doing that substitution that we've been doing. So we're going to substitute the A for a 10 and the B for a 2.5. So it's plus B, so that's plus 2.5, which in total gives us 10 plus 2.5, which is 12.5. So that's part 1A, or 1. Part 2 says, what is AB? AB. Well, if you remember, AB means A times B. And now we just need to put in what we've got. So I've got A is 10 and B is 2.5. So 10 times 2.5, remember that's moving everything across by 1 across the decimal point. It's getting 10 times bigger each bit. So we've got 2.5 becomes 25. Now the trick about remembering this is that AB means A times B. And that is the trick for that one. Number 3 then. Number 3 is more difficult. We've got A over B. So let's put in what we know. Well, we know that A is 10 over 2.5. So remember that actually means 10 divided by 2.5. That's what that means. So that means 10 divided by 2.5. And which says how many 2.5s fit in 10? Well, if we count it up in 2.5s, we get 2.5, 5, 7.5, 10. So there's actually 4 fit in there. So that's the answer to question 3. Now if we look at last week, the last week stuff, it's a volume question and quite a difficult one. I've been quite mean with it. I'm going to do a quick sketch. Obviously I should have a ruler, but today I'm going to use my staff card. Because I've not got my ruler on me. So I'm going to do a quick sketch of what it looks like, and I should be using a pencil. I've not got one of those either, but it doesn't show up well on the screen anyway. So a quick sketch of my prism. I know it's a triangular prism. I know some things on there. I know that that is 1 metre. I know that that is 2 metres, and that this is 300 centimetres. That's my evil part. Obviously 300 centimetres we need to change and make sure all the units are the same. So how I need to make this the same as that. And in a metre there are how many centimetres? Yeah, 100. Well done. So this would be 3 metres. So I'm just going to cross that out and put 3 metres there. So I've now got all the same units. Now to find the volume of this prism, I know some of you have done it different ways, but I like to do the area of the end face times by how long the prism is. So the area of this end face, which is a triangle, is 2 times 3 divided by 2. In other words, base times height divided by 2 of the triangle. So 2 times 3 is 6, divided by 2 is 3. So the area of this front face is 3 metres squared. Now I then need to times that by how long the prism is. So 3 metres squared times 1 metre gets us 3 metres cubed. And that's what we'll be looking at. So 3 metres cubed. 3 metres squared times 1 metre is 3 metres cubed. and that is the volume of that prism. So next bit, we've got last term. Usually I get one of you up to the board to have a go at this, but we haven't got a board and you're not here, so I'll just do them. We've got 10%, and I'll do them quite quickly because we generally do. 10% of 620 is 62. We've divided it by 10. If I want 5%, then I'm basically halving this because I want half of the 10%. So half of 62 is 31. Then I want 50%. There's two ways I can do this. I can half this, or I can times this by 10, because that would get me 50% as well. So if I times this by 10, I get 310. Next is 25%. Or 25% is half of this. So half of 300 is 150, and half of 10 is 5. So it's 155. And finally, the difficult one, I would need to do 57%. So 57%, I need to add up all what I need, so which is 50%, and I know what that is 310. I've got to add on 5%, that is 31, and I need to add on two 1%, which are 6.2 and 6.2. Remember to line up your decimal points, maybe fill in the bits if you need to, and then add them together. So nothing, add 2 is 4. 1 add 6 is 13, so 3 down and 1 to carry. 1 add 3 is 4, add 1 is 5, and 3 add nothing is 3. So 57% of 620 is 353.4. And last year, I don't know why I put a 4 there. Last year, write 620 as a product of its primes. So we've been doing some of these prime factor trees. Got 3, 10 and 2. You may have done this a different way. I've got 1, 5, 5 and 2. That's right, isn't it? Yes. And then I've got 31 and 5, I think. And then I pretty much am there, I think, because I believe 31 is a prime number. So product of prime factors is 2 times 2 times 5 times 31. We can write that even better, and as my groups know that I like to write with power, so it's 2 squared times 5 times 31. Brilliant. On to the next bit.